Hello! Today I'm making ratatouille. My recipe is adapted from this book. The first time I made this, I followed the recipe to a T. And while it was really good, I kind of felt like some of the steps were unnecessary. So I have changed a few things and cut a few corners. The first step is breaking down this eggplant. I'm going to slice it up so I end up with these like rectangles. They kind of look about this size. Same goes for these zooks. I'm not really being precious about it, but I'm trying to make sure that these are about the same size because they're going to be cooked together. These guys get hit with some salt and tossed, and they'll draw out some moisture while I prep the other veggies. I should mention that this is like a rustic version of ratatouille, by which I mean this is a little bit more slapdash than the meticulously layered versions that you'll see in movies with rats. I don't know if this is considered a casserole, but there are layers to this thing. The red bell pepper and the onion, along with some other stuff, are going to form the bottom layer in a sauce type situation, on top of which the eggplant and zucchini and then another layer of tomatoes will cook down. And while this dish is extremely delicious, I think my favorite thing about it is its versatility. Like, it's really good in different applications, and today I'm going to show you 3 different ways that I like to enjoy it. Whenever I make a dish that's like even a medium amount of effort, I try and make sure I can eat it for multiple meals. However, I have a weird mental block about eating leftovers as is for some reason. I don't know, am I alone here? Side note, this tomato looked perfect and I'm so sad that I couldn't cut all the way through on the first attempt. Anyway, this ratatouille solves for both of those things. As you can imagine, it's a great way to get your veggies in. And if you call it rustic, you don't have to worry about how it looks. Okay, it's hard to see, but there's actually a lot of moisture that drew out from this. I could not get the camera angle right, but just to make sure that they're extra dry, I'm pressing down with a clean towel on both sides. This will really help with the next step, which is frying these up a little bit with some olive oil. Browning the eggplant and the zucchinis is kind of a time-consuming step, and you do have to do this in batches, but I swear it's worth it. I think this is a step that's kind of missing from the pretty version of this dish, where everything is round and, you know, layered perfectly. Those versions do look better than this one, but are they tastier? Actually, I don't know. I don't even know if I've eaten that kind. Okay, I'm just finishing these off, setting them aside, while I start on that sauce layer that I mentioned. So it starts off by cooking the onions and red pepper, salting, peppering, and stirring around for a little bit. To help add some flavor to the sauce, I'm adding up some chopped parsley stems, some grated garlic, and some tomato paste, which I am just cooking off a little bit. After about a minute or two, I'm actually going to add in 3/4-ish of the tomatoes that I chopped up earlier, and they'll form the base of the sauce I mentioned, along with some boxed wine. If I have boxed wine that's been hanging around for too long, I actually keep it for this kind of thing. I think parsley is sold in quantities that are kind of unreasonable, if I'm being honest with you, so that's why I'm adding a bunch here to the sauce. After a couple more minutes, I'm just going to give this a taste, adjust for seasoning. Might actually need a little bit more salt. And then I'm going to drop that reserved eggplant and zucchini on top to form the second layer. Upon which, I'm going to put the rest of the tomatoes. And once again, I'm throwing on a little salt and pepper just to make sure every layer of this is seasoned. Dropping on a lid and cooking this down for about 10 minutes over medium heat. Okay, hard part's over. There's a lot of liquid in it at this point, but I'm going to just let it cook down on low heat for about 20 or 30 minutes or so, which is enough time to cook down these green lentils, which is how I'm eating it tonight. I like to throw in a bay leaf and a big old clove of garlic before bringing it to a boil and letting it simmer on like a medium-low for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm salting at the end here because I once read that it affects the tenderness of the beans if you do it too early. Also, I never get the ratio of water to beans perfect, so I end up draining a little bit usually. Okay, this produced nicely, so we're pretty much done here. Now all I have to do is awkwardly touch this for some reason. Along with the lentils, I'm serving this up with a slice of lemon and some crusty French bread, which was not at peak freshness. I feel like it's roulette at the grocery store with baguette. Sometimes it's super good, and sometimes I feel like it should be sold half price off or something. And that is it. Now just time to plate up and enjoy. And oh man, was this good. And actually doubly so because of all the veggies. This was the healthiest meal I've eaten all week. Okay, do not judge how much butter I just put on this. So yeah, that's it for day number 1. Got 2 more meals out of this thing, so I think even though it was a lot of effort, the fact that it stretches so hard makes it extremely worth it. Okay, it is day 2 and it is lunchtime. I'm whipping out that bread again, and I'm gonna make a sort of open-faced ratatouille sandwich kind of thing. I'm starting out by toasting these guys in my fancy toaster oven that has a steaming mechanism, which is super handy when you have kinda stale bread. It revitalizes it. It's amazing. Okay, so on top of the bread, I'm gonna add some herbed goat cheese. This is just the kind that you like see as an appetizer, like served with crackers and stuff. I'm pretty obsessed with it. Upon the cheese, I'm just layering on some cold ratatouille and some balsamic glaze on top of that. I mean, this kind of feels fancy, right? And it really doesn't get much easier in terms of prep work. Now I'm just garnishing with a little parsley because I like it, it looks good, and I have it. And that's it. A remix of last night's ratatouille. It was so easy and so good. Honestly, mostly because of the cheese, but still. Alright, buckle up, because this is where things get crazy. On day 3, I'm starting out by heating it up, and then I'm going to blend it and make it a pasta sauce. Honestly, I'm sure this would be great just kind of on the pasta as is, but like I said, I have a mental block about leftovers, and transforming it / remixing it in this way helps me kind of get over the boredom that I feel when I eat the same thing over and over. I'm sure any pasta would be good, but something that's kind of small and grips onto sauce real good, like these bow ties, is what I would recommend. It is also what I had on hand. So there you have it. 3 meals for the effort of 1. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you give some of these a try, or maybe all of them a try, especially if you're like me and like not only cooking, but optimizing. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye.